Welcome back to Boruto Anime Review. This is episode number 21, and for this one, we're reviewing the 21st episode of Boruto, Naruto, and Next Generations. Yeah, episode 21, Sasuke and Sarada. And this episode picks up right where last week's episode left off, basically where last episode ended with Sarada meeting her father for the first time, and of course him stabbing a pillar. Basically, this was seen. Think that of course, he thought it was probably Shin Uchiha again, but actually it was his daughter who came to visit him. And then right after that, basically, here comes Naruto. They're talking for a bit. It's like, you're Sarada. Yeah, it's like he recognized his daughter almost not immediately right away, probably because he hasn't seen her in 12 years. Yeah, so how much of a terrible father he is because he doesn't bother to call her. Now, they do reveal the reason why that he's been basically traveling. There's actually a couple reasons for it. One is that he's basically on Journey of Atonement, which is basically something he's been going on since the end of the Fourth Great Ninja War, which at this point has been going on for about 14 years. Yeah, a long time. Yep, a long time he's been on this Journey of Atonement. And plus, also, he is, well, trying to find traces of Kagura and try to eliminate them. Kagura basically, so some of you didn't watch toward the end of Naruto Shippuden, or at least read the second half of the manga, she was basically a character who showed up completely out of nowhere, and she was the creator of Chakra, and she was a very powerful woman. A woman who Cell Team 7 basically barely defeated at the end of the Fourth Great Ninja War. It took the combined might of the entire Team 7, along with Obito, just to beat this woman. Of course, they didn't kill her per se, they had to seal her, because that was the only way to defeat her. Yeah. And it's actually the second time in the series they've actually referenced her by name. Yeah, it's second time. Last time this happened was basically when the two villains from the Boruto film showed up, basically, referencing her. Now, basically after, and of course, Sarada basically asking about the group Taka, basically Sasuke's old group, and Naruto's like, that picture, like he recognized it right away because he knew the group. But since Sasuke wouldn't answer like who's the woman standing next to him with the same glasses she's got, yeah, this is basically one of the plot threads of this one. It's kind of annoying, where Kyrene basically has the same glasses that he does. But here's kind of the thing: Kyrene is Naruto's cousin. Yeah, they're fellow clansmen. So there might be a possibility next episode they might actually meet for the first time, because these two never met at all. Maybe in the next episode, the animators might throw it in there, basically a scene of those two meeting and mentioning, like the fact that they're both from the same clan, thus being, distant cousins. Who knows? It's a possibility. But after basically talking to Sarada for a little while, basically Naruto tells Sarada basically her father is a fine shinobi, and of course Chocho basically gives him a bag of potato chips. It's like, okay. I mean, I think that Sasuke kind of knows, basically, by looking at her, that Chocho is Chochi's daughter. Though, here's kind of the weird thing. Before he defected, he barely interacted with a lot of the other... when it comes to interacting with a lot of the other characters who basically part of the Hidden Leaf 11, outside of his own team, he barely interacted with any of them. That's just the way that the character was written, is that he barely interacts with anybody, just wants to do his own damn thing. That's just the way he is. Then, like, and then all of a sudden, they also bring up the fact that this guy who's basically the father of Shin Uchiha, who's also named Shin Uchiha, he takes off his robe, revealing that he's wearing a Akatsuki robe, which I'm like, and he says, time to bring the revival of the Akatsuki, which I'm thinking about it like, the Akatsuki? weren't they eliminated during the fourth grade ninja war? I'm sure that when and of course when they bring this up to Naruto later when they have their big fight when and of course Naruto goes to Kibe form for the second episode in a row. Yeah, and of course he protects Sarada because, well, there's kind of a good reason why he wants to protect Sarada. Because her parents are his best friends. That's the reason why. And he would never let anything happen to her at all. Because if anything happened to her, her mother would probably punch him in the face for it. Like she always did when they were younger. She did this on a constant basis because he was an idiot. But he's less of an idiot now. Yeah. Though, of course, Sasuke would probably hurt him as well for basically allowing Sarada getting hurt. Now, I don't remember this happening in the manga, but Sarada escapes. Sakura basically wakes up after fainting. She escapes from the hospital, and then she shows up to pound Shin Uchiha, the one who's the older guy, pound him into the ground. Yeah, she shows up kind of completely out of nowhere. Yeah, and when he's down, and of course the other Shin Uchiha is down, there's a nice, interesting moment of basically the original Team 7 just reuniting. It was a nice little moment. It's like, all that's missing in this scene is Kakashi. Yeah, that's basically what I thought. Basically, that's the only thing missing from the original Team 7. All that's missing is just Kakashi, and you got the original Team 7. Yep. Now, yeah, and then of course, after everybody's defeated, they're trying to interrogate them. Now, before I get to that part, when they mentioned they want to bring back the Akatsuki, of course, I recognize I'm like, doesn't Naruto recognize the symbol on this guy's robe right away because, well, he fought the Akatsuki. As a matter of fact, he's eliminated 2 members of the Akatsuki. He eliminated Hidan's partner, and he eliminated Pain. Yeah, he killed 2 members of the Akatsuki. Surely he would recognize those damn robes. But, and once they mention Akatsuki, it's like, Akatsuki. Yeah. Maybe in the next episode that, and this is probably what's going to happen before they meet Orochimaru. Yeah. They actually show a teaser for next episode. Orochimaru is going to show for the first time in the series. And maybe before he meets with Orochimaru, Naruto will probably tell Sarada basically about the Akatsuki and everything else. Also, just about to interrogate the two guys they defeated. The little creature guy who has got a Sharingan eye, they have not explained this yet. Yeah, apparently it's got the same abilities, and it's kind of like a communication thing. So it starts teleporting Sarada. Then Sakura pushes her out of the way, and of course she gets taken instead. And then she's like, "Oh, I'm in enemy territory." Which means she's probably going to have fun. It's kind of implying she's going to have fun beating the crap out of these guys for trying to hurt her daughter and her husband. As a matter of fact, when she first showed up, it's like, "What are you doing hurting my husband and my beloved daughter?" Yeah, she actually says that in the actual episode. And I get maybe Sarada was surprised to see her, but I'm a little. There's like no reaction from. There's not really a big reaction from Naruto seeing Sakura show up completely out of nowhere. But yeah. Also, this is actually the first episode of the series called Boruto, Naruto Next Generations, where Boruto does not make a physical appearance. Yeah, there's no reference to him. I think the only time you see him is kind of like in the flashback of kind of like the recap of previous episode, I think. Yeah, that's like the only time you get a chance to see Boruto himself. And of course in the opening titles. But aside from that, in the physical episode itself, Boruto does not make a physical appearance. Now, this can be explained away the fact that Boruto does not play a big part in the actual in the Seven Hokage and the Seven Springs. Yeah, in that particular 10 chapter miniseries. Because he doesn't show up that much, or at least shows up very rarely, and doesn't play a big part in it, that is really the reason why he doesn't really excuse me, show up in it. Also, I forgot to mention this in last week's episode, that Sarada, in last week's episode, stops wearing the outfit she's wearing since the start of the series, and pretty much puts on her mother's outfit. Well, her mother's old attire, the kind of like light pink shorts, the red top. Yeah, she puts on her old outfit. I believe it's her. From the look of it, it kind of looks like a combination of her Part 1 and Part 2 attire. Basically, it's a Part 1 top and a Part 2 shorts. Yeah. That's basically what she decided to put on. I forgot to mention that in the last episode. But, let's see. Anything else? Well, next week's episode is called Connecting Thoughts. That's next week's episode, where it looks like that, well, not only you get a chance to see Orochimaru, but apparently it looks like Team Tonka basically is going to make an appearance, because, well, I remember this part from the manga, where they do meet up, and maybe they might actually fix some questions, stuff like that. Though I don't, and Chocho herself, unlike in last week's episode, who actually used her jutsu, this episode she didn't do very much. A lot of times she is hiding behind Naruto or hiding behind a rock eating potato chips. This episode is probably the only one basically of this entire arc where she did virtually jack frickin' squat. She did nothing. But hey, at least got a chance to see Naruto doing something. And unlike before this arc, he only appeared like a few times of the whole series. This one he's appeared for 3 episodes in a row, which makes sense because in the actual manga he appears in all 10 chapters, so it kind of makes sense that he would appear in all 10 chapters. Yep. And of course at one point basically he gets stabbed by Sasuke's sword. Now Sasuke does not stab him himself basically because his sword was marked by a curse mark, and it somehow basically when he was about to bring his sword out and stab right through, take out the other guy, Naruto gets stabbed, and then of course later on when they have the guys unconscious, he just takes his sword out, gets back to Sasuke, and Sarada was like, huh? It's kind of like from her perspective, it's like, yeah, getting stabbed means nothing to Naruto, because maybe this kind of explained, maybe in the next episode, maybe he'll tell next episode, he has a healing factor. Yeah, Naruto has a healing factor. Basically, he heals a lot quicker than normal people because, well, he's a host to the Nine-Tailed Fox, Kurama. Which maybe he might explain that in the next episode, but who knows? But aside from that, this was a pretty interesting episode. Nice to see that they're bringing back an old organization from the original Naruto series, the Akatsuki, and of course seeing the original Team 7 in action, which is pure amazement because, well, prior to this episode, Sakura didn't do very much. Heck, even the Boruto film, she doesn't do very much either, where she shows up for a few scenes. Her only highlight mode from that film is basically punching a roof, basically to save people. When the scene where the shooting exams were taking place was being damaged, and she was using her monster drink to save people. Yeah, in this episode, she actually did something. Yeah, she actually fought one of the bad guys and won. Yep. So that's it for this episode. Stay tuned for next week for episode 22, Connecting Thoughts. Now, as for how long this arc is going to last for, I theorize this arc might last for 5 or 6 episodes at most because, well, at times, basically, anime at this point tends to adapt to 2 chapters an episode, so it might be 5 or 6. Who knows? Okay? But the next video I'm going to do after this one, after I finish up next episodes, I'm going to do my next review for One Piece. I'm going to finish the last 6 episodes of Season 10, and I'm going to do a review of basically the entirety of Season 10. Alright? But until then, I will see you there. Bye.